Hi there guys, the second video that I brought you yesterday was about a game released by Square Enix called Left Alive. Now a lot of you in the comment section didn't know what on earth this game was at all. First you'd heard of it, and yeah, it's a game which is low-key under the radar. It's not meant to be a huge release or anything like that. However, the video was really about the fact that Square Enix had banned streaming of it completely over in Japan because of its poor sales, poor response critically, and the fact that it had literally tumbled by nearly half price on the Japanese version of Amazon. Now, I also came clean and said that I personally have pre-ordered the collector's edition for the release today over here in the West, mainly though, not because I thought the game looked stellar, I thought it had an interesting story, or looked to have an interesting story and characters, but because of this chap here, Yoji Shinkawa, who is the designer, the artistic designer for the mechs in the game, and also you can see this wonderful artwork that he's done of the characters. Now this is a bonus item that you just get because I purchased the collector's edition, and inside of here there is a full art book of Yoji Shinkawa's work, as well as a model of the mech, which he designed for the game too. And I think that will make a fantastic addition to my cabinets when they go up, hopefully, within the next few weeks. As well as the other one that Square Enix sent to me. Thank you, Square. That's very kind of you indeed. Oh, and the other collector's edition that they sent to me as well, even though I'd only ordered the one. Oh, and the fact that they haven't charged for any of this at all as of the recording of this video. And I thought it was Anthem that was the gift that just kept on giving. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. So, excuse the croaky voice, haven't been up for long. I started to go actually quite deep, ladies, into my credit card history, and I actually found the transaction. It was on the 23rd of February they actually took the money, but they took the money for one, and Square sent me two. Thank you, Square. That's very kind of you. Right, but we're back with Anthem. What a surprise! Never thought this game would come up again. Somebody yesterday in the comment section, some buffoon, they were just like, oh god, I like your Batman figure, but oh my god, are you just gonna like do Anthem fucking hate videos until you like die in chat? What he meant to say was, am I going to do my job, which is reporting about Scheist, which is going on in the gaming industry? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. First of all, it was Diablo Immortal, gift that kept on giving. And then it was Fallout 76. Oh, Todd, Pete. Gift that kept on giving. Then Activision just went full naughty, and they became the gift that kept on giving. And now it's Anthem, because boy, do they just want to go for it. So we're back with Glad, or xGladd, if you follow the chap on Twitch. And the irony of this story is just unreal. So, very brief recap. This chap here was hyped for Anthem. Don't judge him. Don't judge him. I'm not judging him. He was hyped for Anthem, and he streamed Anthem at launch, played it a lot. Over the course of like 3 or so days streaming, he probably had roughly around 50,000 people, he reckons, that went through his streams to watch. So it actually proved to be pretty popular with him. And he was showing off the game, doing the story, trying to do the strongholds, all that kind of stuff. He was being very positive towards the game, showing it to, in a time, can I just stress, actually, let's just rewind a little bit. He was being very positive about the game when it had a very rocky release, and there was a lot of bad press going on about it. But he was remaining positive. He was trying to show the game off in the best light that he could. He was trying to have as much fun as he could, and he got banned. He got banned. Now, some people are going, oh, he got banned for exploiting a glitch. Fine, you can say that, right? I'm going to say this. He got banned because they didn't fix their shit, and he took advantage of it. And I think there's a difference there, to be perfectly honest with you, because plenty of glitches and problems were brought to the forefront during the alpha testing and, more importantly, the demo, when the game was actually meant to be ready. And BioWare just didn't fix them. But we've got more information about what's going on now with him, because he has heard back from BioWare yesterday, the 4th of March. And this video broke just as I was going to go to bed. This is linked in the description box down below. Now, they said to him, in his initial email, he's permanently banned. Permanently banned from Anthem. He gets a second email that says, we have reviewed your suspension. Sorry, you mean that permanent ban's now suspension? Okay. We have reviewed your suspension. And we have decided that, well, they said the reason why you were banned was exploitation. Specifically, and this is the shocker, specifically using the Storm ulti spam. Now that's really interesting, because when I was playing Anthem, I played with people and they were doing the Storm ulti spam. And I was saying I don't even know if it was on stream or not when I did it once, and I was just wondering how on earth they just kept going bang, bang, bang. Well, we know now. We know now. It was an exploit. So, I didn't think too much of it at the time. I just thought those javelins were completely OP. But apparently it was an exploit. How much loot did we gain from it? None. Did we get a green? Did we get a blue? I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't get a lot of good stuff in that game. I just got crud. But admittedly, it was during the leveling up procedure. So they said it was actually the Storm exploit. So it wasn't the treasure chest farming, which it shouldn't have been, because that would have been ridiculous and pathetic. And it wasn't the kill the boss, so it drops its loot, and then kill yourself so the boss resets, and then you can go back and do the boss again and just keep doing it for loot. It wasn't even that, which I believe now has actually had a fix attached to it. No, it was the thing that he did for a very short amount of time that he gained no advantage from anyway. Not that there really is an advantage to be gained in a looter shooter to a huge degree, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, you can stress, well, he broke the rules. I am absolutely 100% saying that he broke the rules, but I just don't think he did anything of any worth to warrant his complete ban, which was now turned over into a 2-week suspension, and he's allowed back onto Anthem. Isn't that great? But I want to say a few things now. I'm not a fan of Anthem. I think it's a beautiful looking game. I think there are elements of the combat which are very satisfying indeed when they get going. Unfortunately, I think the combat fights itself with some very unfun mechanics as well. But when your game is designed to be boring and grindy because you are pushing this live services narrative, because all you're really wanting to do is just people to be there to sell microtransactions to, they are going to try and find fun for themselves. I'll give you an example. When Destiny came out, it was boring as hell. There wasn't anything to the game. It wasn't this amazing space opera which we were sold by Bungie and Activision, or anything. It didn't live up to any of our expectations. The ships were loading screens. There was no planet flying. You know, there was nothing that an RPG and just an explorative enthusiast could get into. And so what did we all do? What did we all do in Destiny? Oh, you know, Loot Cave. We all did the Loot Cave. We spent hours and hours and hours just hitting this one cave where the respawn timer on the mobs was so low, so quick, you could just kill them, wait a few seconds, they were back, kill them again. And it was called the Loot Cave because they came out of a cave, and that cave just became full of engrams that they'd dropped. And that became the most popular pastime on Destiny. Was it going through the story? No. Was it going through these strikes? No. It wasn't anything like that. Because the Loot Cave actually felt as if it was a rewarding experience. And the other features didn't at all. You ground a lot of time out to not get much of a reward at the end of it. The Loot Cave was the opportunity to get some perps. It was the opportunity to get something cool, an upgrade for your character. So we all did it. And that is what happens when you have a live service game that is grindy and boring. People will find things to do. If those things are taking advantage of bugs which you haven't fixed, because ultimately this is BioWare's fault. You can play White Knight and say he broke the rules, and he has broke the rules, but it's their fault because this was a known bug, reported bug that wasn't fixed. And people are going to take advantage of that. Also, this change from a permanent ban to now a 2-week suspension, which is now served. By the way, he went away on holiday for 10 days of that 2 weeks, so it hasn't affected him at all. 3 days worth. It's too late. You've now damaged yourself more anyway because of this bad publicity that you've gained by complete and utterly overreacting. And not only that, apparently, a member of the party he was in when he was doing the Storm exploit, he was told by a GM to stop it. Right? We know that you're doing the Storm ulti. Stop it. Tell the other people to stop it. He passed on the information to xGladd. xGladd stopped it. So he actually, when he got told to stop, he did actually stop. And then they banned him anyway. But it was just bad publicity. When your game's had a failed launch, when it's got low critical response and even lower player response, when you are desperate need of good news, of positivity to bring to your title, and then you turn around and you ban somebody who's been the most positive voice for that game, you're stupid. Never mind overreacting, you're just plain dumb. And you get everything that you deserve when you're that dumb. And they gave him the moral speech. Oh, cheating damages the game for all players. It's unenjoyable for people who follow the rules. You know, you can give all the moral platitudes that you want. It's your fault. It's your bug. It's your bug that you didn't fix. And then they said, oh, by the way, we're going to let you keep all the loot that you got. He didn't get involved. But I'll do a rough translation. We have no idea of telling what you got. We have no idea of telling what you got through that spam. So we're just going to say, you can just keep that loot. Of course you wouldn't let somebody keep the loot if they got it off an exploit, if you could actually find out and realize what they got from it. Of course you wouldn't. Just laughable, 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 and laughable. So, Gladd's kind of feelings on the matter was the way that they came so heavy-handed and the way it looks like they want to seriously micromanage the game, considering it's their own bugs that are the problem. He may not even return back to it. And some of you go, good, we got rid of a cheater. Fine. That's your prerogative to be like. Fine. But to me, this has just been a PR disaster for them. It's too late unbanning him. Way too late. The damage is already done. Fix your game. You're currently blowing up PlayStation 4s right now. So fix your game before you try and play the moral high ground. And then once the game's fixed the bugs, what about putting some content in? You know? Content used to be this really cool thing that gamers could do that seems to vanish from live service games now. I swear to God, I have to do this live service videos. And yes, I just did poke myself in the eye with my thumb. So I'm going to leave this video with some wise words from Glad here. And I think that we all should pay attention to what he's got to say now. And yeah, this may sit with a few of you for years to come.
You stop sucking dick, man. Jesus.